Well, good afternoon and welcome to Lichtsinn RV Live, where today we are broadcasting live here in our marketing studio at Lichtsinn RV, only 1 mile north of the Winnebago Factory, based right here in Forest City, Iowa. Today we want to welcome all of you as we're going to unveil for you the 2024 Winnebago Vita and its twin, the Winnebago Porto. Of course, we're going to take all of your questions live, as we do during every Lichtsinn RV Live webcast. And we've already had several questions come in, so we're really appreciative of that. And of course, we'll cover your questions live as we go through today's viewing of the new Vita and Porto. Again, I want to welcome all of you, and I also want to thank all of our team members behind the scenes that really makes all of our marketing content possible and helps us broadcast these Lichtsinn RV Live experiences for you. I want to welcome Heidi Thompson. Heidi is our Vice President and General Manager here at the dealership, and as she does with all of our Lichtsinn RV Live experiences, she'll be moderating our chat today so that we can cover your questions live. I want to thank our awesome marketing team, Rhonda, Ashley, and Hope, and they are the ones that are truly responsible for all of the high quality content that you see on our website on lichtsinn.com. Today you'll have the opportunity to communicate with us as we are here live in front of two different Vitas in two different colors. You can chat in your questions on the right-hand side if you're watching on YouTube Live. If you're on our website, you can set up a username. You don't have to provide any other information, but that just helps identify and communicate with you during the webcast. And again, that is off on the right-hand side too. You can chat in your questions live. We are so excited to unveil the 24 Winnebago Vita and Porto because it's such a unique coach that is in an outstanding price point compared to some of the other Class C diesels that we have that are based on the Mercedes-Benz VS30 chassis. Each, the Vita and the Porto, are going to save nearly $26,500 compared to the cost of a comparably equipped Winnebago View or Navion 24D, which is the full wall slide-out floor plan in the View and the Navion. So a great price point and really some tremendous voice of customer research by Winnebago Industries from when the Vita and Porto were previously built as to things that owners wanted to see changed. And some real increases in aesthetics, amenities, features, and actually just overall quality. So when the Winnebago Vita and Porto originally debuted, its last year was in the 2021 model year. These are now available, the new Vitas and Portos, and they will all be badged as 2024s and beyond. One of the unique things of the new Vita and Porto is that this now is on the exact same Mercedes-Benz chassis that you'll find underneath the Winnebago View and the Navion. And it's important to ask a dealership to confirm that that is the case. And I always hate to use the cliche in today's times of supply chain constraints, but there are some chassis that are out there that may have deviations, and our team is real diligent on ensuring that those same safety features and amenities and aesthetics in that Mercedes-Benz VS30 chassis are present in the Vita, the Porto, and then of course the View and the Navion. So a nice upgrade there. Previously in the Vita and Porto, you used to have a slightly decontented chassis from Mercedes-Benz. It lacked a few safety enhancements and a few interior aesthetics. But again, it's the same chassis that you'll see underneath the View and the Navion. Again, that's the Mercedes-Benz VS30 chassis with a 3-liter 6-cylinder turbo diesel, which includes 325 pounds-feet of torque or power, and then it's mated up to that 7G-tronic transmission. Also, as you work up top, now Winnebago has included in the Vita and the Porto its proprietary superstructure advantage of a one-piece laminate block foam roof. And previously they used to be a TPO or a rubber roof. So with the roof construction now in the Vita and the Porto, it'll still be the same laminate block foam construction that you can see here. So again, it's a laminate block foam that runs all the way through the roof line. It doesn't rely on insulation that other competing manufacturers use, which is really just laid in batt foam installation of insulation. So it's a one-piece laminate block foam roof that you can literally walk all the way across. It's going to include a 10-year parts and labor warranty. It's extremely strong. It's built into the steel superstructure from Winnebago Industries. So now the same one-piece laminate block foam roof that you'll find in the Vita and the Porto compared to the View and the Navion.
With fiberglass, right, Ron?
With fiberglass, yep. Yep. So one-piece fiberglass roof. Also what's unique now is the sidewalls in the Vita and the Porto in the new 2024 will be the upgraded Crane Gold fiberglass, which is overlaid over the Asdel composite sidewalls. So no longer does Winnebago use the Phylon on the outside. This is the high luster Crane Gold fiberglass that is then adhered to an Asdel composite sidewall. So no Luan, it's composite, so it provides much better insulation. It's half the weight. Obviously, since there's no Luan, there's no deforestation. It doesn't mildew, it won't rot, and it's not going to expand and contract like traditional Luan sidewalls.
I think it probably takes paint maybe better too. Is that fair?
The Crane Gold high luster fiberglass will. So another unique thing on the Vita and the Porto now for 2024 is that standard, it's not an option, you'll receive full body premium automotive paint. What you see on your right, this is the tungsten full body paint. And so even these middle sections that previously were either white or dyed fiberglass, these are all now full body premium paint from the bottom to the top. So off to your right, you're going to see this is the tungsten. And then off to the left over here, this is going to be the sand exterior. And again, it's a standard feature. It's a pretty easy coach to try to figure out what is available in terms of standard features and optional upgrades. Literally the only options within the coach are your choice of genset. Typically our highest volume take rate for guests is they typically select the clean burning Cummins Onan 3600 LP generator. You can also get it, and we do stock it, with the Cummins Onan 3200 watt quiet diesel. And then that diesel is going to sip off of the 24.5 gallon fuel capacity. As we get inside, standard will be the new Dream dinette, which is a nice new upgrade. Larger dinette, but it's also the Dream dinette with very easy take down and take up. And we'll cover that as we get inside. And then again, your choice of generator. So real easy coach to try to figure out what is standard and what is available. Also underneath, and we do have them down on this Vita off to your right, you'll receive standard now, computerized automatic hydraulic levelers. That'll be a standard feature. It is optional on the View and the Navion. These are equalizers that you can then also tie into Bluetooth connectivity. So you can actually level the coach from outside. And again, that's going to be standard as well. We'll cover a few other things as we get inside. I'm going to pause now and take some questions. As we get inside, you'll see some nice interior upgrades with an enormous pantry, the oversized Dream dinette, and then some revamps for easier access to the bath.
I have a good question since you were just talking about the generator. I'll just ask, what is our recommendation for generators? What's the, what is the use, I guess, determination for going diesel versus LP?
Yeah, it's a great question, and it's a question that our consultants literally field on a daily basis, is which generator is right for me, because it is a fairly expensive upgrade, just under $4,000 on a dealer cost perspective. Typically, what we find is that guests tend to overstate how often they think they're going to need to run their generator. Typically, we see pre-owned trade-ins that will come in, with anywhere from 60 to 100 hours, and a lot of those hours we're actually just exercising the generator. So if that need is slightly overstated, it's not going to make a lick of difference in terms of resale value for the coach. So then you really have to ask yourself, is it worth spending, $60 to $80 an hour to run my generator? But to answer your question specifically, the use factor would be if I need to use it in climates in which I would need to run electricity to power certain appliances. And obviously the biggest culprit there is going to be your overhead air conditioning. So if I travel in real hot climates, I do a lot of off-the-grid RVing, a lot of dry camping, so to speak, you might be a good candidate for a Cummins Onan 3200 watt diesel generator.
Great.
Did I miss anything there?
No, that was good. Just some questions on the floor plan since the 24P was available before.
Yep.
Is there any major difference?
Not any major difference in terms of the floor plan itself, but as we get inside, we'll cover some nice upgrades in the Dream dinette, the pantry, some other, it's a new fresh interior. So it's, it's really kind of modernized, so to speak. It's a real fresh interior. So we'll cover that as we get inside. And that is actually the only interior that's available. So again, there's no options to select there either.
John is just asking, are they available now? Or is there a wait? Is this coming out next year?
Yeah, great question. These are actually available right now. We do have several that are pre-sold, but we do have Vitas and Portos on the ground now, and they are available, absolutely.
We have a lot of questions. I know we receive a lot of questions daily leading up to this, but questions now as well. Just what are the main differences between, in addition to the chassis being the same, the Vita and the View?
That are the same or in terms of cost?
Just in terms of the difference in cost.
Yeah, so that's a great question. And you'll see one of the taglines we have in our vehicle display page listing on Lichtsinn.com is that a comparably equipped Winnebago View 24D is about $26,500 higher than the Vita or the Porto 24P. Now, one of the things that you'll talk about with different sales consultants, and if you work with our team, what you're going to find is we will really go through and determine what the right use is for you. And to be honest with you, we do all of our options and all of our spreads and pricing, so to speak, at dealer cost. So the dealer cost difference, if you spec out a Vita and you spec out a View, is going to be around $18,000, and that's on a dealer cost basis. So then the question becomes, what's the difference? So what makes up that $18,000? The first thing to understand is that the Vita and the Porto, the 24P, they're about 13 inches less in terms of length. So they're a little bit shorter tip to tip. So the 24P floor plan in the Vita and the Porto is going to be 24 feet 5 inches, whereas the View and the Navion are 25 feet 6 inches. Inside, Winnebago builds the cabinetry itself for the Vita and the Porto, whereas you've seen in some of our videos, we talk a lot about the Italian Techniform cabinetry. That's a fairly expensive upgrade that Winnebago invests in for the View and the Navion. So these will be hardwood cabinets that are made here in-house by Winnebago Industries. The Vita and the Porto, the 24P, will also have a traditional 6-gallon LP with electronic ignition water heater. Same traditional water heater that we've used for decades. The View and the Navion will have the Truma AquaGo Plus with a recirculation pump. And so that is also kind of an upgrade that you see in the View and the Navion compared to the water heating system in the Vita and the Porto. As we get inside, you'll also see that it has a traditional range, whereas the View and the Navion have the hybrid cooktop, which is induction and LP all in one. This is a full wall slide out. It's actually slightly bigger and longer than the View and the Navion. We'll cover that as we get inside. However, the View and the Navion do have that powered Murphy bed, so there's a cost to that as well. Did I miss anything?
I think you hit them all. And then just to circle back on your comment on the generator to clarify, Fred just said, did I hear it correctly, $60 to $80 an hour to run the generator?
So that's correct, and that is the statement I made. And the premise to that is that the upgrade in terms of cost on your initial investment is just under $4,000 for a diesel generator. It's not going to make any difference in resale value down the road. And so if you run your generator, say 60 to 100 hours, and you made that investment, if it doesn't make any difference in resale, then you're spending a lot of dollars per hour just to run your generator.
And in that case, we would just advise someone, if you're always plugged in, you're always at a campground, let's just go with an LP gen and you'll be fine for the use you have.
Absolutely. And it's clean burning. It has less odor. The decibels are within just a couple of each other, even though they call the diesel generator a quiet generator. And there are some great off-the-grid RVing capabilities in the Vita and the Porto. This has the new ZAMP solar system. So what I mean by that is it has the new solar charge controller, which is a 40 amp controller. Standard rooftop, and you'll see this in our video, Rhonda does a great job of covering everything that's up on the roof of our RVs. You're going to find two 100-watt Obsidian panels. And the Obsidian glass panels from ZAMP are stronger. They're low profile. They still rest above the fiberglass roof, so to speak. And now you can take that 200 watts of standard solar and you can actually expand it with the new 40 amp ZAMP controller up to 800 watts. So you can actually run 800 watts through that ZAMP solar charge controller if you are RVing off the grid. So if you're RVing off the grid in cooler climates, you would certainly be better off expanding your solar capability to recharge those dual Group 31 RV batteries. And you can expand that either through additional rooftop, or you can actually expand it here with portable, because there is a quick port that's run down towards the driver's side. It was a really long-winded explanation on that.
That's okay. Kathy asked, she saw that cargo capacity is actually higher than the View, and like, why is that?
Yeah, so that's a great question. The Vita and Porto 24P, so as equipped right here with full body paint and with the reduction for the automatic hydraulic leveling system, each of these are going to have 1,122 pounds, so 1122. The View and the Navion, if you include hydraulic levelers in a 24D, is going to be somewhere around 880 pounds, roughly. So you're looking at about 240 pounds of difference. And really the predominant reason is it is 13 inches shorter.
Emily just asked, what is the towing capacity?
Yeah, great question. 5,000 pound factory installed tow package. It will absolutely tow 5,000 pounds if you're knowledgeable on weights and ensure that you reduce some of that out of your cargo carrying capacity. And our trained consultants are awesome in terms of really understanding the difference between the gross vehicle weight rating and a gross combined weight rating to ensure that you're compliant as you travel down the road if you decide that you're going to tow something.
This is a good question from Ryan. You know, whether it's the View or now this Vita, what type of suspension upgrades are possible, and what do we see a lot of people doing? Sure,
great question. When the VS30 chassis came out for the 2020 RV model year, it did include the stronger sway bar. So what we typically see is terms of aftermarket expansion of performance within the suspension itself is we do a lot of agile tuned Fox shocks. And we do a lot of those, and guests really do have good feedback on that.
Switching to power, this person has watched a lot of our videos on AM solar, etc.
Yep.
You mentioned the solar power available on this. How do they outfit this with the maximum they want?
So if you wanted to max it out at 800 watts, which is the max that that new ZAMP solar charge controller can funnel through it, you would add panels either atop the roof or use portable solar panels through the quick port. I think you did get that, didn't you, Rhonda? This is the quick port here on this side that you can actually connect for portable solar. They're just plug and play panels up top, so it's pretty simple to do. You could add up to 600 watts to get to 800 total. If that really is your goal of off-the-grid RVing, we do a lot of AM solar installations for guests. If you're going to increase that, you're probably also going to want to look at increasing your inverter consumption. So this has a 1,000 watt pure sine wave inverter, whereas the View and the Navion have a 2,000 watt pure sine wave inverter. So select outlets within the Vita and the Porto allow you to run household appliances. Certainly the one that's in the kitchen or galley area above the sink that includes the media center, so to speak, with the high definition smart TV, and then the rear bedroom TV, whereas in the View and the Navion, it's a whole coach with the exception of the air conditioner on the inverter.
And so Dave is wondering, what is hot off the inverter?
Yeah, good question. So in the 24P Vita and Porto, you're going to have the outlets that are above the sink that will power the smart high definition television. And then also the rear bedroom, it'll be the outlets that are at the foot of the bed so that you can connect another television up there.
Sandy is asking, can you add lithium batteries?
Yeah, absolutely, and we do. We are an approved Lithionics installer, so we can actually upgrade from the wet cell Group 31s to lithium. It's a pretty simple installation. We do a lot of them actually, housed right inside the stepwell, which actually is pretty innovative if you think about it, because if you do have an issue with batteries, you have that natural daylight that will come in right inside the stepwell. What we do is we take the vented battery box, which is required for wet cell batteries. We basically put a liner in it, which is another battery box within that battery box, and then include the lithium batteries.
Easy as that.
Easy as that. They just don't let me turn wrenches, so I can say it's easy as that.
It's easy. A question, just can we add a bedroom TV here?
Absolutely. Yeah, we can add whatever you'd like. We can put it on, an articulating mount so that you can change the viewing angle and things like that. And then actually, since the front TV is a smart TV, you can stream off that TV. And then if we set up any of the connectivity with our master trained certified technicians, we can put any type of connectivity enhancement up on the roof, whether that's Starlink satellite internet, or if it's a WineGuard Connect 2.0 for Wi-Fi and cellular boosting, which then provides the same 24/7 internet network like a Starlink would do. But we can also do something just as simple as a WeBoost, which will be up to 5G LTE in terms of boosting that cellular capability. Then you would have to bring in a hotspot or some other type of a router to provide that internet network.
Great. Clark is asking, what is automatic hydraulic leveling with Bluetooth connectivity?
Yeah, so the 4-point levelers that are on the Vita and Porto, they use a panel which is right inside the step well here. So you can run this manually. You can also put it in automatic mode, which basically means there's a sensor that will sense when the coach is level, and it will drop all 4-point levelers and then self-level you. You can also run them manually in pairs. So if you want to tweak the way that it sits, or if you're really trying to get a real completely discharged dump of your black and gray tanks, what some people do, or if you like the angle at which it's setting, you can tweak that manually. But you can also do it by connecting your smartphone or tablet to the pad itself, and then you could actually do it outside, which is kind of handy as you pull into a site. If it's not a pull-through and you back in, you have the capability to go ahead and just do that on the driver's side without having to use the panel, which is inside the stepwell on the patio side.
A CC Change on our YouTube channel is asking, where can they find touch-up paint and vinyl?
And what was the second one?
And vinyl.
So we can actually send out touch-up kits if it was painted by Winnebago Industries through Carrera Design, CDI. We can send that out. We can actually get you the paint codes because some of them are actually universal paint codes. Vinyl was the second one. Mm-hmm. And if it's Ultra Fabrics, Primera Leather, we can certainly get that for you as well. But quite honestly, it's available in the aftermarket segment as well. Paint and vinyl, right?
Yep.
Okay, paint and vinyl. Hopefully that answered your question.
It did. Jake is wondering what kind of fridge is in the Vita.
Good question. The previous generation was an electric fridge, and some guests really didn't like that. This is a compressor-driven refrigerator and freezer. So it runs off of 12 volt through a residential style compressor. We always talk about two benefits to that. You can run it at higher altitudes compared to an absorption style refrigerator freezer, but also you don't have to be perfectly level. LP driven absorption style refrigerators tend to get a little bit finicky if you're not level. With the compressor driven refrigerators, they're also very energy efficient. When at temp, it pulls about the same consumption as a 100-watt light bulb. So very efficient. It's a larger refrigerator and freezer that you'll see as we get inside and as if you've seen on some of our walkthrough videos.
And then can you clarify again what the hot water heater is?
You bet. So it is the traditional 6-gallon LP fuel source with electronic ignition to heat the water.
Great, I'm caught up.
So let's just, before we jump inside, let's go ahead and just cover some specs on the outside, because part of the storyline with the Vita and the Porto is that it has great tank capacities. Actually having 43 gallons of total freshwater capacity, 37 in the tank and 6 in the water heater. So 43 gallons, 41 gallons in the black tank and 41 gallons in the gray tank, which I believe is the largest in the Class C diesel segment. Also great storage on the outside. So the Vita and Porto are going to have 43, fact check me there, 43 cubic feet of exterior storage. 43.
Keep going.
Perfect. Then in the View and the Navion, with the 24D floor plan, you're going to have around 30 cubic feet. So it's almost 33% more.
45.
You're going to have almost a third more exterior storage in the Vita and the Porto. So some great opportunities for storage. You can see we have these open. This is the driver side of this particular Vita. Great storage here in the rear trunk. This is on the back side of the compressor-driven refrigerator that we'll show when we get inside. Great storage here just behind the gen set as well.
You do not need to get in it, but can you explain how far up for Sue that goes up?
Yeah, that's a great question. We have a measuring tape, actually. It will go all the way to the ceiling of the slide room itself.
Perfect.
So if you want an exact height, we can do that. Also keep in mind, if there are specific measurements for how you're trying to fit something in a certain compartment, one thing that our trained consultants do here at the dealership is we do live interactive presentations just like this, but with you on the other end. We can do that in the comfort of your own home or office. We can tie in a third party if somebody's in a different location, and just have a great live interactive presentation and snap a tape on anything that you might need. And we do that on a daily basis. So it's a great way for us to do basically a virtual appointment with you.
I don't know if you're going to take this question when you're inside, but a question we've gotten is, with the slide out, do you have more interior room than the view?
So yes, you will, slightly, because it's a deeper slide out. The Vita and the Portal are going to have almost a 36-inch depth in terms of the slide room, whereas the View and the Navion is 30 inches, which is still great. I mean, it's still great storage inside and great living space on the inside. You do gain a little bit more in terms of having that powered Murphy bed, so you don't have a dedicated bedroom, so to speak. But it's an awesome full wall slide out, 36 inches compared to 30. And then the length of it is 177 inches compared to 158 in the View and the Navion. So it's going to be deeper and it's going to be longer in the Vita and Portal, which is also the reason why standard are 4-point automatic hydraulic levelers, because when you put that much weight in the slide room and you extend it, you still want to be able to be level. Good?
Yep. Randy's just asking, and again, maybe you want to do it inside, what kind of shades are in this?
So MCD is the manufacturer of the shades, and these are going to be blackout roller shades on the inside, but they are the MCD branded side. So we cover a lot of this in our walkthrough video. This is going to be your 20,000 BTU low profile ducted furnace. This is the hot water heater that we were talking about earlier. But the main reason why I wanted to show this down here is you do have a 12.2 gallon LP tank, but what's really great about this is you have an LPG gas grill connect, and it's right towards your patio side. It's right where you're going to be hanging out, and so you can connect a gas grill, you can connect a Blackstone griddle, and it'll run right off that 12.2 gallon LP capacity.
And that's already on there.
And it's already on there. Yep. Yep. And then this is the hydraulic system. Good on the outside?
We are.
Let's jump inside the 24P floor plan. I'm going to go slowly and give Rhonda a chance to not break the internet. At least I got a smile out of her. You can turn that and then we can show you the smile. So as we're working inside, this is an all-new interior. This is the Oasis interior. This is going to be hardwood Sonoma cabinetry, which is manufactured in-house by Winnebago. The advantage there is using computer-aided design. They can control tolerances in fit, finish, but what they can also do is maximize interior storage. So again, this is the Oasis interior. It's the only interior currently available. I'm not aware of a second one, which was probably going to be the next question. A great herringbone laid out style flooring with one continuous sheet of vinyl running front to rear. And then you'll also see some of the subtle differences just in the wallboard. The wallboard also has a herringbone style just kind of design to it. So some great upgrades. One of the things that we talked about on the outside is the enormous pantry that was added. So it is split so that you can place heavier goods in it. You have adjustable shelves up top and adjustable shelves down below. And then again, it's split so it can hold heavier items. And then it does have a positive lock. So when you close it, you can then lock it and know that it's not going to jump out in transit.
That is a question we had earlier, Ron. I was
Yeah.
waiting for you to get inside.
Okay.
You know, they're aware of how the Vita used to be with the kind of shoe storage behind the bench seat, is
Yep.
that gone now? Like, how did that change?
So this entire area was revamped, and it was revamped for a larger dinette because that was one of the concerns that Vita and Porto owners had provided to Winnebago Industries through their voice of customer research is slightly smaller dinette, too small. But what they did is they basically had a notch out in the cabinet back here that you could kind of stick your feet out as you slept, and it was kind of goofy and not many people used it. So a complete revamp of this area. This is an oversized Dream dinette. This can be 40 by 70 inches when you convert it to a sleeping surface. Then a real large compressor-driven refrigerator and freezer, and then the pantry that we just showcased. So this whole area has really been redesigned. The advantage to the Dream dinette is that, first of all, it's larger. There's storage underneath each of the cushions. And then this tabletop actually drops down on a gas strut. So you can literally just throw a lever and push it down, bring the cushions together, and now you've got a third sleeping surface in addition to the walk-around queen bed and the overhead super shell sleeper deck.
Well, and when you're sitting there, you're not banging
Yep.
into the
Yep.
pole.
Yeah, you have plenty of opportunity to easy get in and out of the dinette. I didn't want to showcase my belly there. And I got Rhonda to smile again.
That was a question from Sue. There, that is storage beneath the bench seats.
Yep. And then on the back side over here is where you saw that floor to ceiling exterior storage. So basically you're kind of coming, what is that, Rhonda, 6'2"? I got a head nod. Roughly 6'2". Also inside, some great improvements in this area. Also a large pot and pan drawer or storage drawer that you can place down here. Inside, this is also the new WinSleep system. So this is an awesome sleeping surface that's developed in-house by Winnebago. It features, they call it deep freeze plus technology. Basically what it does is it draws the heat from your body to keep you cool as you sleep. It provides antimicrobial factors so that it will deactivate microorganisms. But it provides great firmness in terms of contouring to your body. So WinSleep has been out now for about a year or so, and the people that use it absolutely love it. But it is a true walk-around queen bed at 60 by 75 inches. So great queen bed. Then you have the Dream dinette, and then overhead the super shell sleeper deck, which you'll see in our walkthrough video is a complete composite hull, so to speak. It's composite in nature, in which it provides additional insulation. It's quieter, and then Winnebago will run the heating, ventilation, and air conditioning directly into the overhead super shell sleeper deck to keep those occupants nice and cool as well.
And so we had a question earlier about just options on this unit, and you said they're limited.
Yep.
Inside, I mean, it really is the seating, isn't it?
Yeah, so you can use the standard Dream dinette, or you can also then, and we don't do a lot of this on the View and Navion, so we would probably be looking at an order to do this, but you can also option this to be dual home theater recliners. The downside to that is that then you have to use trays, so to speak, or tablet stations to eat. So we don't do a lot of home theater, but it is an option. But again, really the only options on the coach are your choice of full body paint, choice of generator, and then choice of seating. Did that answer your question, Heidi?
It did. And then I have another question that is
Awesome.
a little out of order, but when we were talking about differences in the chassis for View and
Yep.
Vita, are there any safety differences?
Yeah, let's reiterate that because it's absolutely critical. There are no differences in safety enhancements of the VS30 that is on the 2024 Vita compared to the current View and Navion. So it's the same chassis. And we will absolutely disclose to you if by chance you had an opportunity to buy one that might have some chassis deviations on it. It's one thing that just from an integrity perspective, we really believe in terms of providing that disclosure if there are any chassis differences. But also up front in the cockpit, some of the things that weren't available previously, you do have powered seats on both sides. You have 3 different memory locations. And so you think, why would I need 3? You can have a driver, a passenger, so you can have 2 different ones for the driver and passenger. But then that third one is really nice because you can use it for seat swivel mode. So up front, we have Artico leather seats from Mercedes-Benz. They rotate to become integral lounge chairs. Each of those seats are also heated, which are the same amenities that you're going to find in the chassis that's underneath the view and the Navia.
Perfect.
Did I do it?
You did.
So everybody always asks me to get in the bathroom, and this time I'm going to voluntarily do it, mainly because this area was revamped as well. It provides real easy access in and out of the bathroom because now we have a sliding door. And literally all you have to do is bifold it. So very simple to use, but what it does is it widens out this area for getting in and out of the bath. And then one difference actually between the Vita and the View is you have a true porcelain toilet in the bathroom with the pull-out sink sprayer for maintenance and cleaning. So you'll see all of that in our walkthrough videos that Rhonda does a phenomenal job of. Any other questions?
No, you did it.
So we want to thank all of you and provide you a couple of additional resources before we break for the day. And we'll keep this open for probably another half hour or so and cover any other trickling questions that you may have. A couple of other resources for you. Keep in mind, we have about a 75-minute complete walkthrough video on this coach where we start in the front, we walk around the outside, we get up on the roof, and then we cover everything from front to rear inside. That's available on our website on Lichtsinn.com. You can go to the Vita listing, and it's the very first tab that will open. High definition video, it's a great walkthrough video. Another resource for you is, again, keep in mind, any of our factory trained sales consultants here at Lichtsinn RV can do a one-on-one live interactive presentation with you in the comfort of your own home or office. We can cover things that are important to you to ensure that we're aligning the right RV for how you're going to use the coach in your RV lifestyle. So it's something that most of our guests take advantage of, and it's a live high definition appointment that we can do literally where you're anywhere in the world. So again, I just want to thank everyone for joining us today as we took questions live on the 2024 Winnebago Vita and Porto 24P, all new Class C diesels on the Mercedes-Benz VS30 chassis. I want to thank Heidi for moderating our chat. I want to thank our awesome marketing team, so Rhonda, Ashley, and Hope, as we broadcast live here in our marketing studio at Lichtsinn RV, only 1 mile north of the Winnebago Factory, based right here in Forest City, Iowa.